Hello everyone and welcome to my channel, and today I'll be reading an Arlecchino Listener by me. So let's get into it. You're sitting on the edge of Arlecchino's desk, your legs swinging slightly, arms folded. She's standing on the other side, her hands flat on a stack of reports, her expression as sharp and focused as ever. And then you'll be posted at the north entrance with the others. I expect you to remain there until... You hum, but your eyes are wandering. The way the sunlight hits her hair catches your attention more than the actual words that she's saying. She looks unfairly good in that fitted coat. You're thinking more about how good she'd look without it than about whatever orders that she's giving. And her eyes narrow just slightly. Are you even listening? Of course. You lie without hesitation. And what did I just say? You open your mouth, then close it again, scrambling for something plausible. Something about staying at the north entrance, I think. And there's an annoying smirk on her face. You're hopeless. You shrug, feigning innocence. Maybe I'm just distracted. Distracted? She steps around the desk, closing the space between you with measured strides. She stops just in front of you, close enough that you can see the faintest gleam in her eyes. By what, exactly? You meet her gaze, trying not to grin. The corner of her mouth twitches. But instead of giving you the satisfaction of a smile, or even looking flustered, she lets out a low chuckle. You are such a brat. That makes your cheeks warm, partly from the embarrassment, and partly from the way that she says it. I'm not a brat. You protest, even though you know it's useless. Oh, you are. You're sitting here ignoring everything I'm saying, staring at me like you've never seen me before. And then you have the nerve to pretend that you are paying attention. You smirk despite yourself. Maybe I just like testing your patience. Her hand comes up, two fingers hooking gently under your chin to tilt your face up toward hers. Careful. You know how I deal with brats. Your heart skips at the implication, and you suddenly realize exactly how close she is. And the sunlight from the window frames her in gold, and you can see every detail, and the faint curve of her smirk, the steady weight of her gaze. Is that a threat? You ask, your voice quieter now. No, you can call it a promise, she says smoothly, and she steps even closer, her knee brushing against yours. Now, are you going to listen to me this time? Or are you going to keep testing how far you can push me? You should probably behave. You really should. But the warmth curling in your chest, the spark in her eyes, and the playful tension between you are all making it very hard for you to think straight. You lean back on your hands, meeting her gaze with a deliberately innocent look. Depends. What happens if I don't? Her smirk sharpens. You find out. And for a moment, neither of you move. The air between you thick with that unspoken tension. And then, she steps back, giving you just enough space to breathe again. You can't tell if that's a mercy, or if she's just letting you stew in the anticipation. She turns away, picking up the papers from her desk again. Now, as I was saying, you're trying to pay attention this time, really. But it's hard when you're hyper-aware of her every movement, the curve of her shoulders, as she leans slightly over the desk, the way her voice dips lower when she's thinking out loud. She glances over her shoulder without pausing, and you realize with a start that she knows exactly what she's doing. And that's when you'll signal for the second team to move in. Think you can manage that? Or do I need to write it down for you, brat? You roll your eyes, though you can't hide the smile tugging at your lips. I think I'll remember. Good. She sets the papers aside and walks back to you, her tone softening just slightly. You make things more difficult sometimes, you know. You raise a brow, and yet you keep me around. Her fingers brush along your jaw, slow and deliberate. Because as much as you frustrate me, I suppose you're amusing as well. And I enjoy it. I enjoy being with you. And that's why you can't stop looking at her eyes, and the sincerity in them. You lean forward, closing the gap between you, and press a quick kiss to her lips. She jumps softly against you, her free hand resting lightly against your hip, and when you pull back, you're grinning. Fine. I'll try my best to listen, but only because you asked so nicely. She chuckles, shaking her head. I was right to call you a brat. And this time, you don't argue. Because one thing you do know is that Arlecchino is hardly ever wrong, if ever. And today, you were only proving her right. And you did like it when she teased you, and you couldn't help but smile whenever she did. And right now, since the mission was not at this very moment, you could afford a few minutes of leisure. Perhaps even longer, if she would allow you that. Because you were only thinking of spending that time with her. After all that teasing, and all that tension, it was only fair that you got to do something in the end, wasn't it?